Welcome to episode 106 of the RXP podcast. We're a group of working professionals talking about the games, movies, and shows they love to enjoy in their free time. Welcome to our first episode of 2025. I'm your host, Alex, and joining me are my co-host, Tiffany. Tiffany, how is a drop of corruption?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you started this episode like that because, okay, my best read of 2024 that I read after we recorded our episode was called The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. Literally in love with it. Fantasy Knives Out mixed with a female investigator mixed with Attack on Titan. 5 out of 5.
Oh my God.
That's a lot of mixing.
It's a lot of mixing, but stay with me.
They're cooking.
I got an advanced copy of the sequel book, and I was screaming, crying, throwing up when I got it on my hand. So
spoiler free. Spoiler free. How is it?
So far, it's very good. I'm only 6 chapters in, but it's entering strong, in my opinion.
Okay, great. Good start to the year.
Excellent start to the year for me.
Also joined by Matt. Matt, how's Ghost of Tsushima going?
Oh my gosh. It's so good. It's so good. I'm enjoying it. I now want to watch like every samurai movie from the 60s. Unfortunately, all of those samurai movies are about 3 hours long, so ain't no one got time for that. So I'll just stick with.
You gotta buckle
Tsushima
in,
right
man. You gotta lock in for those.
It's so good though. Really enjoying it.
They're making a anime. They recently announced based on it. Yeah, for 2027 though. We're 2 years out.
Oh my God.
It's a long ways, but it's on the way.
For that.
Great. And also joined by Yasser. Yasser, how's NBA 2K25 treating you?
It's going great. I recently got another friend into it, so we've been playing some 2K25 recently, and it's been a lot of fun.
Nice. Does it? Even though I know it's like the main line series, right? Does it still have a little bit of like street feeling? Is there any street in there?
The street portion of it is the worst part, in my opinion. There's like something called My Park where like you can create your player and then like you go to the My Park and play street ball with all the other created players. And honestly, you have to wait like 5 minutes for a game. Like you just like you say I got next and you just watch the game. I don't want to do that. I just want to play right away. Yeah. This is 2K in a nutshell nowadays, man. And then while you're waiting, like people are just dancing around everywhere. It's just like it's Fortnite for 2K.
Can you buy in-game currency with real money to like get you at the top of the line? Because if they haven't thought of that, they will. They will find a way to monetize that.
You can't do that, but you can do that next to get the new Jordans for your player and have the cool new sweats that just came out. And then the new emotes that just came out.
This sounds like you just purchased this. You're like, I don't know who would do that, but
no, yeah, of course not.
All right. Well, it all sounds like we're having a great start to 2025, and so I just want to kick things off for our first episode of the year with that, just to get a little catch up on what we've been doing, over the holiday break, as it's been a while since we last recorded. But for today's episode, we are going to be going over our 2024 Fantasy Critic draft results, as well as live recording our 2025 Fantasy Critic draft. And for those of you that don't know, Fantasy Critic is essentially fantasy football. Essentially, we act as publishers, and we are drafting video games that will release in the calendar year, and we hope that they score higher than a 70 on OpenCritic. And if they do, we earn points. And if they score below 70, we lose points. So definitely we do not want low scoring or low average scoring games. Hopefully those don't happen. And in a perfect world, no game scores below 70, right? Like we want these games to come out. We want them to do well. We want them to be great games. We want to enjoy them. But alas, there has to be a winner and a loser, as is any fantasy league. And so first going over our 2024 results, I would like to announce that, yours truly, the host of this episode, Alex, I was the winner of our 2024 draft. My
first
publisher was Dragon-esque. Yeah, 2-time winner,
Yeah, because you won
great.
the first
We were all
year,
taking, we were taking a rotating wins there.
Mm-hmm.
Very impressive.
And
well done, Alex. What were the final scores?
So I rounded out at the top at, let me double check here, 144 points. Tiffany came in second with 138 points.
So close.
Yasser came in third with 132. And Matt was right there. He was within
right there,
victory's
within 100.
reach.
Yeah.
With a cool 82 points.
Real nail biter there.
Whoops.
Yeah. And honestly, and I'll keep it brief. I really think, especially with our top 3 scores, it was very close. It really came down to, for me, the Suicide Squad counterpick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was big.
So pissed at myself.
If we were going over just those raw scores, Tiffany would have won, and then
that was a double whammy for Tiffany.
Yeah,
it would have been a position reversal there. But really, when she drafted that and I locked in that counter pick, I was like, this is going to be an easy plus points. I didn't know how many points. I wasn't expecting 11 points worth
11
swing.
Was huge.
But
that's crazy.
Yeah, it was.
I was like,
but to top it off though, what kept it interesting, is that Tiffany got the snag of the year later on in Astrobot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that kept her in the running when she was falling behind just like Matt was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believed.
Yeah, massive pickup. You outbid me.
Yeah.
You massively.
I spent $87 on Astrobot.
You ensured nobody could
did not have
literally.
enough.
Yeah,
budget.
exactly. I saw how much the lowest amount. Oh no, the highest amount possible,
highest, yeah.
and then I bid $2 above that, and I was like,
you didn't even have to do 2. That was so unnecessary.
I was like, eat it, eat
Just a
it.
slap in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, we literally got slapped by her.
I'm
wallet.
so rich.
Yeah. Gosh, 29 points of Astrobot could not save me. My game of the year. I mean, I was glad to hold it though.
It's kind of cool though. Your game of the year you drafted.
Yeah. Yes, I
pretty sweet.
loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she believed.
Mm-hmm.
She believed.
Matt, just like you. Last year, you Believe Studios.
Believe Studios. Kind of.
Are they
Not to
reorging?
take a somber note.
Are they reorging?
They reorged.
Just
did they
just
file for
like the rest
bankruptcy?
of the gaming. Yeah. Well, they got acquired by Microsoft last year.
Oh,
and they have-
congratulations!
They've already closed them, unfortunately.
Dang, what a sad
Because they
song.
couldn't
Reverse
break 3
congratulations.
digits.
Yeah.
Phil Spencer said, "Get out of here. Get out."
It was fun though. Honestly, last year I think
Very fun.
even though I did come in second, because the moment that a -11 slapped my score, I still was checking in every once in a while. Got one last minute pick of Neva. I'd never heard of that game in my life. I heard
she never.
I
heard
never
of it.
heard of it, and then
Yeah.
I heard inklings or rumblings of it potentially looking cool, and I was like, I just need something to save me, and that gave me 17 points.
That's awesome.
That
That's
is
a good pickup.
a great last pick.
I put you right back into second place.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I enjoyed it a lot too. It's my first year doing it, obviously. And overall, I felt like my team was very well rounded. I really was impressed with my lineup, but unfortunately, some of the games that I thought were going to be heavy hitters just didn't hit. So it was hard to keep up with the big points that y'all were putting up.
But you knew that Silk
Yeah.
Song wasn't happening.
Oh yeah, I locked down 2 of Alex's
Yeah.
picks that I knew were not coming out. So at least I got that.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess the smartest picks for you, everything you picked up scored.
That's
So,
true.
Yeah, everything was
It's
a
true.
contributing
It's a good point.
factor.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of us, on the other hand, had empty spots. So maybe
Yeah.
Tiffany could have won. If there were just a couple more releases that
That's
actually
what
came out
Squirrel
and scored.
Squad Studios is all about. We release games. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true. That's true.
Fair enough.
They
fair
might not be
enough.
bangers, but we release.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, we will then transition to our live recording of this 2025 draft. So, in the past, if you've listened to our previous episodes, typically we record these after we've conducted our draft phase, just for a little bit easier on the logistics side. It just makes it kind of more of a retrospective to say, look, we went through this, and this is where we came out on the other side, But this year, Matt had the idea, why not live record this? We typically have banter going back and forth. We have surprise picks, things that just kind of submarine into the draft order where we're like, oh man, I didn't think you'd pick that up that soon. That was going to be my next on the list. and so there could be some punchlines here taken before you have the opportunity to do so yourself. And so with that, we're going to be doing this live, and Tiffany's our manager for this. So first we're going to have to get in our publishers before we can get this started. As a recap, towards the end of this episode, this will only benefit video watchers. If you're watching this on YouTube, I will post screenshots of all of our drafts. So if you want to go see, actually, we'll be talking about it as we go along. But if you kind of want a condensed version, maybe you can just skip to the end. Maybe there'll be a timestamp for that. Also, hopefully we'll have a link in the description if you want to go follow us on fantasycritic.games, where we conduct this draft. This is a free platform that's made available by a very generous member of the video game community who does this kind of all out of pocket. And so, there's nothing to pay to buy in. If you want to do it yourself, you can set up a league with you and your friends. You can, if you make an account, you can choose to follow us and see how our league is progressing throughout the year. And with that, I think that gets all the housekeeping out of the way. So I guess we can now transition to unveiling our new publisher names for this year, basically our team names, so to speak. And so I guess I'll go first. Or Tiffany, do you want to go
I'll
first?
go first. I'm the manager. Listen, y'all, listen in.
I'm the manager.
Yeah, I'm managing. So the layout of our draft this year is that we'll have a total throughout the year. We'll get 14 games for our publisher. We will draft 7 for the audience today, right now. And so, my publisher's name likes to, throw an homage to this little studio in Kyoto. Okay? My studio's name is Nintendo DS. Now, historically,
nice.
My publisher name has been Nintendo. And I added the DS this year because we are now leaving the dragon year and entering the year of the snake in 2025.
Oh my god.
So the Nintendo DS is here to bring the good fortune of the dragons into the year of the snake, y'all. And we're ready to rumble.
I have so many questions, but I'm not going to ask them because you told me not to ask questions.
Okay, excellent.
All right, who's next?
Okay.
It could be like
I
double
thought
strength.
I thought this was Nintendo dual screen. But
no,
close enough.
it's not that.
All right, I guess I'll go next, being the first place player, and I'll be the first one drafting, so we'll be conducting this in a snake draft order, in the order of our positioning. So I'll be drafting the first game of the 7, and then it will be Tiffany, and then Yasser, and then Matt will get first, second round pick, and then it'll rotate in that order. For my publisher this year, we won. Last year was a bit of a return or reimagination of my publisher name because I wanted to embrace what the year was, as Tiffany mentioned, Year of the Dragon. So I was dragon-esque. This year will be slightly different, but it's in the same homage as what Tiffany did in terms of honoring the Year of the Snake. And so first I'll type this in here.
Snickus.
And this year, my publisher is going to be called Boa D Games.
Okay.
What in the world?
Boa D Games.
And so Matt should be have the closest connection to this. And this is a little bit of homage to One Piece. And, the initial D is a very important thing that, as far as I'm aware, has still yet to be explained. But also, boa constrictor. It's this type of snake, as well as Boa, the famous Boa Hancock, who we hopefully will see in the live-action Netflix adaptation of One Piece with her very iconic pose. But I also think kind of fits into the Year of the Snake here. So Boa D Games, we're going to be bringing it back. We're going to have that hopefully 2 year in a row win. That's the dream.
Okay.
Very nice, very nice. Mine's pretty simple. It's Squirrel Squad Studios. We're back, baby.
Nice.
We're ready for
They
some
just
more.
released games, baby.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Watch like 5. Don't release this year. We're gonna try our best.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Listen, you get too hot, Microsoft will come knocking. You know what happens.
Listen.
Kiss of death.
We have a good running record. So if your game gets drafted over here, all right, you know that you're gonna release this year. So congratulations.
Automatically happening in 2025. Congratulations. So I actually don't know if this is like an allowed team name because it's really, really long. So my publisher name is, let me see before I even say it.
Didn't let you?
Yeah, it did.
Try to submit it. Okay.
My publisher name is that the Nintendo Switch 2 or are you just happy to see me? Because this is the year of the Nintendo Switch 2. It is a rebirth of Believe Studios. We're ready. We're ready to win. Let's go.
So is this like a rebranding of your studio, or is this a completely new studio?
It's all crowdfunded now.
Co-founder.
Grassroots.
I went to Twitter. And I said, hey, I'm out of money.
Yeah, he needed a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
That's right. And they said, okay, under one condition, we have to have like a really cheap meme joke as the name of your studio. And I said, say no more. Let's do it.
All right.
Nice. Okay, draft order set. Are we ready to start drafting?
So ready.
Let me refresh the page right here. Okay, I see it. Great.
This is a wild year. Let me just say that before we get started.
Hell yeah.
Like, we have a lot of big titles.
It could be.
And at the same time, none of them have like
dates,
solidified release
Yeah.
dates.
Yes.
But we all know seemingly that they're going to come out in 2025. So it's like, it's really hard to tell who to pick.
I have a sneaking suspicion, and I don't think this gives anything away, that when we do counterpicks, like it is either going to be the best picks
Feast
ever
or famine.
because they just don't show up, or they will destroy your team. They will just destroy your team if they come up.
Yeah, hopefully there's no Suicide Squad repeat.
Okay, Alex, what are you getting? What are you starting us off with?
Oh, did you start the draft?
Yes,
it's not
start.
on my screen.
You got to everyone refresh your screen.
It.
Everyone refresh.
Refreshing.
Refresh. All right, so I'm first pick. Obviously, there's only one first pick here, and this is something where it's still at risk, similar to other games I've drafted in the past of not coming out this year. But I have to go.
Oh my God, are you doing it?
And that is Grand Theft Auto 6.
Oh,
nice.
And let me explain. It's very self-explanatory. This will be the game of the generation if it comes out.
Okay.
Yeah.
As much as we've hyped up Silksong in the past, which I still believe is going to come out at some point.
I think to eventually.
I think Rockstar has the oomph, has the chutzpah, has the talent to make it one of the best games ever released.
Okay. I picked Monster Hunter Wilds.
Solid pick.
Oh, nice. Like solid.
It's like an early points. I'll know in February if it's going to make or break me. So
it's going to be amazing.
I hope so.
I think people have said it's doing well, like as far as like the early access beta and everything. So that's a really good pick.
Yeah.
You actually stole my pick, so I hate you.
Oh my gosh. I honestly wasn't sure if Alex was going to pick that, but I'm glad I got it.
It's very messed up.
Are you going to play it is the question.
We'll see.
Or is this just belief in the franchise?
Okay, wait. If Matt gets this game and then it's like, yo, Portal this, like this is insane on the Portal, who knows? I don't know if I might join in. Is there going to be a free trial?
There was a beta last year, but they are conducting another beta.
I don't want a beta.
I think they are doing a beta.
I don't want a beta.
Oh,
I want to play the game for 2 hours and see if I like it and then stop. Although it'll probably take me 2 hours just to make my character. So I don't know. Alex, you've told.
You can play the beta for 2 hours if you like.
You're like, what do you have against betas? I don't know, Alex. I don't know. Because I still need to catch up. I need to catch up this year. You know? There's 2 big AAA titles that I didn't even touch last year that I need to touch. I'm not touching grass. I'm touching those games.
That's right.
Guys,
Squirtle
I don't know what
Squad.
to pick.
What?
Oh, no. On the first round.
I was like, Yasser.
I really thought I had that one. I was like so sure I was going to get that game. I really did not think that Tiffany was going to draft that. So that's very surprising. Okay. You know what? I'm going to just keep it simple. I'm not going to make anything. I'm going to just go by the draft board, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really know what
I can't even see the draft board.
Click the games on like a new tab and it shows like the high.
Oh, you just click shop or show top available games.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess maybe when
Anyways.
I come up.
Matt's like, no. Matt's like has a list. He's curated his list. He doesn't need help from the masses.
Listen, I'm all crowdfunded. I
wait,
made a poll online.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
But guys, what do I do?
You're nothing but the masses.
All right, guys. You know what? I already changed my mind again. So thank you for continuing to chat. I'm gonna just pick the first one that has like a solidified release date because that's what the only thing I got at this point. So Civ 7, welcome aboard, baby.
Whoa,
you're releasing. You're coming on board.
Great pick.
Yep, that's good.
Matt, you get 2 picks now.
Good. 2 picks. I can really
do some damage.
Do some damage.
Do we need a vamp? I was gonna pick Civ 7 as my second pick.
Whoa.
So you really pulled the rug out from under me.
Oh, thank God. Just kidding.
So I think for my first pick, the big reason why I was playing Ghost of Tsushima
is
because
of course
I'm ready for Ghost of Yotei.
Yeah.
Or Yotai, however you say it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's gonna be my first pick. I think I'm really happy that it stayed here for me. So that's something I 100% believe is happening this year.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to make big choices. And so let me just keep clicking. Do you guys want to talk about Ghost of Yotei? Was that on anybody's list? Long list?
If it was going to stay available into like the 4th or 5th pick, I probably would have picked it. But
it was on my list for sure.
Yeah. But I imagine that I might, honestly, for my last couple picks, since now we're increasing up to 7, I'm just going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel, or I'm going to be picking with my heart. You know what I mean?
Gotta pick with
like
your heart.
Like Sanrio's Dream Village? Who knows? Maybe.
Wait, hold on. Actually, before I say you should pick with your heart, did you pick with your heart when you drafted Suicide Squad?
Dang.
I thought it looked fun. I don't know.
I'm just curious if you drafted with your heart.
That time I didn't.
My next pick.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
I'm going for it.
Okay.
I'm going for it. The crowd has told me, right?
Is it
Nintendo Switch
Mario?
2? Is that in your pocket? Because you know what's in that Switch 2? The unannounced mainline 3D Mario platformer.
Oh my gosh.
You're really going
Mad,
for
how
it.
dare you?
Yeah.
That is what I'm going for. Because if that happens, which in what world? Like honestly, let's real talk this.
Yes.
In what world
is that not happening?
Does a 3D Mario not be a launch title? And I think it has to happen this year. Like I don't know.
I think you're right.
We're probably gonna be saying that for all these games.
That was very high on my list too. Yeah. That's a very good pick. I'm just going Elden Ring. Easy choice.
Easy money.
It's gonna be a fun game.
Wait, is that gonna let you? I thought we were not letting DLC happen.
No, this is a completely new spin-off game.
It's a standalone.
Oh, snap, I didn't know. Yeah. I thought that was a DLC.
Nope.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, it's like a roguelite 3-player.
Whoa.
If only there were 3 players in this call right now.
Yeah.
And
too bad we have 4.
There with vibes.
Too bad we only have 4. Okay, guys, I'm picking up what potentially I'm honestly anticipating this game to be my game of the year next year. And that is Split Fiction.
Wow.
Because
that's gonna be that was my most anticipated game of the year too.
I love that.
I think it's gonna be my game of the year. And
I can't wait for the hype
I honestly
episode.
completely forgot that existed.
Alex, how dare you? You're gonna be my number 2. How dare you?
Well, we can't play that until we get through Cat Quest 3. Okay, it's got to go in the co-op queue.
Fine, I'm gonna be the fantasy girl. You're gonna be the sci-fi girl. That's what I've decided.
Okay.
Here's my thing.
I
think
like issuing parking tickets and killing.
Wait, say that again, Matt.
That game's going to be great.
I'm
like,
yeah.
We're I think we're at the last biome
mm-hmm.
in It Takes Two,
mm-hmm.
like just by trophy tracking,
yes.
like where I'm at and stuff. Loving it still. Like we are still really enjoying it.
Love it.
Can't wait for this. Like we'll probably be finished by March.
Yeah,
when Split Fiction comes out. So it's
timing.
Like perfect timing.
Yeah, literally couldn't even do it better.
Can we also talk one last thing about Split Fiction?
Yeah.
I love that you can buy one part of that game.
Yes.
And you get like a friend pass. Like that is just an awesome marketing. I think that's
so
amazing.
Consumer friendly.
I love Joseph Ferris.
Yes.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Great pick.
Thank you. I'm going to be honest with you guys. After my third choice, I'm just going to have to I'm just gonna like pick. You know, I don't know how to pick a watermelon.
Pick with your heart.
So I feel like this is gonna turn into watermelon picking for me after the third pick.
Where you like, you just start knocking on it.
Yes.
And you like smell.
Yeah.
Like where the.
Yeah. You gotta
look for
the. You gotta look for the yellow spot to know that it's been sitting there for a while and growing and marinating.
That's how you know it's not gonna release.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Alex. I'm just vamping because you haven't said anything. So
yeah, I mean, I was waiting to cut in. You know, I want your guys' input. Do I go risky now to like cut you guys off?
You got 2 picks. You got 2 picks.
I do have
exactly.
Yeah.
Do
you
something
can do one
solid.
of one.
Doing something solid and something crazy.
Something solid and something crazy. I feel like I have a lot of crazy picks. I don't want to do any solid picks.
Listen, do you want
mostly because
back-to-back
I don't
wins or what?
I don't know if these are coming out. That's the problem. They like Yasser mentioned in the beginning. We know a lot of games are quote unquote scheduled for 2025. We just don't know exactly when in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
So I led things off with GTA 6, but I guess I'll follow it up. I believe, you know, Bethesda does a lot of great things.
That looks really good. That trailer looks amazing if it comes out.
Yeah.
Let him say it first.
Yeah, Doom the Dark Ages is a, you know, Doom as a franchise, right? Historic, you know, basically like made the FPS genre what it is today. And so I feel like them continuing, right, especially these days, it just looks great. Like those games as a whole just look amazing. And like Matt mentioned, like the trailer for it looked really great. So I believe they're not necessarily games for me, but I do think they're games for a good amount of people out there.
Okay.
It's a great pick. That's a solid.
Does that
pick.
have a date?
All right, what's the crazy pick? No.
Oh, okay.
I feel like all the games we're gonna be looking at, or a lot of them going forward, are not gonna
no
be
dates. Yeah.
So. All right, what's your crazy pick, Alex?
I mean, that's my crazy pick in a way because it doesn't have a date. I feel like all of these that don't have dates are crazy to me. Like that's what I classify. So
you have
crazy.
2 in a row.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The problem is also, do I want to draft something now? Do I know it's on your guys' radar or not? That's the main question.
That's the tricky part.
And I guess I'll go with this. It's a sequel. It's something that I enjoyed the first release of because of how unique it was. And so I believe in a sequel, in continuing that trend.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
Okay.
And, you know, Hideo Kojima, definitely a renowned figure in the video game industry. I don't like that reaction to me that you gave to
I was like,
Death Stranding 2.
That was so
divisive,
divisive, whatever.
I mean, people generally like it. I like the first game because of how weird it is.
Okay.
So,
well, I'm gonna go with a game that I thought you were gonna pick, but now you will never have it.
Yeah, I'm shocked you
was
didn't
gonna
pick
it. This is the shame. How dare you? I was gonna pick it, but this is where I was like, I don't know if it's on your radar.
Okay, you know, it's on everyone's radar because number one, you didn't even get Infinite Wealth last year. You're not? Are you even a Yakuza fan?
Yeah.
Who finished in first place?
Who also got a lot of points from that game? It was Yasser, and so now I want some points. So that's why Nintendo DS has picked up Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
Well, I'm glad publishers around the world are starting to realize there is value in the Like a Dragon name and franchise.
Okay.
All right, that's a good pick, Tiffany. I was going to pick that too, but obviously you understood the assignment and saw what happened last time. Then I picked it.
What, just steal picks from Alex's favorite games list?
That's right.
Something like that. All right. I'm going to go with something a little bit more spicy this time. And we're going with Metroid Prime because it's about time that this thing releases, right?
Yeah.
Like, is it finally going to happen? Who knows? But I'm hoping.
Who knows?
This feels like
you've been drafted by Squirrel
pick.
Squad Studios, so your odds just
tripled,
increased by at least threefold.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Congratulations. You're on the squad.
You're on the squad.
Okay,
Excellent.
Matt, another twofer.
I got another twofer. I'm gonna draft 2, that I thought were coming out last year for sure.
Okay.
And so since they didn't come out last year, they have to come out in 2026.
Well,
the first
do
one
they?
is
2026, he said.
Sorry. Whatever year this is. Get back to me.
You're the snake.
Year of the Snake, you say?
Yes.
Well, interesting, because I'm going for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
Nice.
It's like I spoke it into existence.
Yeah.
I did speak it into existence. I think that looks really good. I have no ties to Metal Gear Solid.
Mm-hmm.
It's something where I'm going to use this as like a catalyst to get into it. And we'll see. It looks good. I thought it was going to come out. I thought it looked better than Silent Hill 2. And then Silent Hill 2,
counterpicked Silent Hill 2.
I counterpicked it.
Oh.
And Silent Hill 2 came out, and it was good. So if this looks better than it, then I should be okay, I guess. I don't know. I expect that to come out in 2025. One that I was so upset. Like, this is my white whale. Let me tell you. The reason why I changed to Believe Studios, rest in peace, 2 years ago was because of one game and one game only that I have thought was going to release
in the last
6
3
months
years.
after an Xbox showcase, because they said it was going to release 6 months after a showcase. And you know what? It's been about 6 months since then. But it's coming out this year because it has to.
That's a
and
lot
if
of
it
months.
doesn't, then Team Cherry, they're dead. They're like Believe Studios, because I'm going for Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Okay.
Dang.
With my 4th pick.
You've literally
That's
picked
crazy.
that like almost every, except for 1 year that we've
Except
been doing.
last year.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think you actually have it this time.
I
It's a
hope
bold
so.
move, Captain. Let's
I
see if
hope
it
so.
pays off.
I hope somebody counterpicks it and then it releases, because that person will be dead.
I mean, I'm already like licking my chops right now, Matt. So
Good.
Have we even
Good.
heard from Team Cherry?
No.
Ugh.
Did they make
They
a
might have
blue
just been
sky?
MIA,
Yeah,
bro.
did they make a blue
Maybe-
sky? Like, what's going on?
You know what? I think Believe Studios actually acquired Team Cherry last year, so uh-oh.
Rip. All right, I left this game for right before Tiffany picks because I assume that she's eventually gonna pick this game, and I can't allow it.
No. Are you taking
So Pokemon Za, welcome to the fucking squad.
Oh, the Pisa.
That makes sense.
I was
The leaning
Squirtle
tower
squad.
Pisa.
I was gonna pick that. Absolutely.
Next,
No.
were you gonna pick it
I
next?
think
though?
I was gonna wait. I was gonna wait till it was like the 5th
Okay.
pick. But you got it?
Well, I got it. I
Dang,
got ahead of you
dang.
because technically your 5th pick would have been before my next pick, right?
I think so. Okay, y'all. This is my
I had to get you back for the last one.
forgetting
Monster Hunter
Monster
Wilds.
Hunter Wilds.
Is that a Switch game or Switch 2 game, though?
That's a really good.
Probably both, right? Because Switch 2 is backwards compatible. I assume they'll probably try to make it work for Switch 1.
Oh God,
We'll
I
see.
hope it's Switch 2 only because
It's going to be such a nightmare.
and sort of the graphics to be really good. Who knows? But I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that game for when it comes out. I'm gonna take a PTO day. Like literally, like that game is.
You're not allowed to until you finish your other games.
What are you talking about? How dare you? This is a new year.
it's a Switch
no,
2
this is a
game.
new year. Oh my!
All right, listeners, this is all an allusion to our next episode, which you can anticipate coming out
Okay.
soon.
I'm gonna pick a game that this is my first wild card game because we don't have a date
Oh.
and I'm nervous about it. But I'm picking it because I loved the first edition, and that is Slay the Spire 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's
Good
confirmed
pick.
for early access this year, but not necessarily like an official release this year. So that's like very, very scary.
Very risky.
Oh dang! I don't think I knew the difference of that, or like I didn't know.
I know you can still get a score for early access. It's like
Yeah,
Hades,
Hades
2
2
scored
Oh,
last
I
year.
guess that's
Yeah.
true.
So
But then I had No Rest for the Wicked, and it didn't get
I
enough.
did not score because it was
scores.
ass.
Mm,
No,
I mean, it wasn't ass, but it was like it was still like very much a work in progress. you know?
Okay.
It was mid 70s. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know
Better
why
than
they need
zero.
to do early access though.
I think it's gonna be great when it first comes out. To be
yeah,
honest.
but like why does it
Uh,
need early access? It can just come out. Do they just need funding? Do you need capital?
Well, I do think like a lot of studios, when they do need that capital, it helps when they can crowdsource some of the QA and get some feedback that way too. So.
Okay, I'll allow it.
All right, my 4th pick. This is something that I keep on the radar, mostly because I played one game in this franchise and I really enjoyed it, but it's not necessarily an entirety of a franchise I want to play. And that is Mafia: The Old Country.
Oh.
This is the one they're going back to Italy, you know, kind of the beginning, the origins of it all. And I think especially from the early trailers, it looks really great. Like the vibe is there. Obviously all the accents are there. Like this is something that I think they do a very good job in, kind of because they're a period piece type of game. They really teleport you back in time to these locales in the year they take place, and I think they just do a great job overall. So I'm hopeful The Old Country continues this trend of doing that story justice and kind of giving everyone something to look forward to. My fifth pick, since I get two picks back to back here, I guess is something that, man, I don't think it's coming out this year, but now that I know, it seems like you guys are a little bit more up to date on things, I'm gonna pick it just because if it does come out, I think it will do really well. And that is going to be Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra.
Okay.
Oh, dang.
Nice.
This is the
next
really game from Amy Hennig of Uncharted fame, you know, with Naughty Dog, and she's had a few projects in between get canceled, but you know, I think as a narrative director, she's very great at writing stories. And so seeing the stuff early of Marvel 1943, the Black Panther, Captain America stuff, I think this is going to be a good one. Like, I really hope so. You know, this isn't going to be an Avengers. This isn't going to be a Gotham Knights or Suicide Squad. Like, this is going to be a good superhero video game, you know, kind of like the Spider-Man games.
So I think I'm going to pick a game that I thought did well. I'm not entirely sure if I'm mixing this up with something else. Oh no, wait a minute. Am I picking a bad game? Oh no, never mind. I'm not picking. I'm not.
There are no bad
I'm not
games
picking
here.
that up. I'm not picking that up.
Nintendo DS would never
Bad
pick
game.
a bad game.
Oh gosh.
Except for Suicide Squad.
Oh gosh. Do I pick this? I don't even know if it's coming out this year. This is uncharted territory for me. Nintendo DS doesn't think that far in the cycle of games. You know what I'm saying? Do I pick one with a date, or do I go with? See, that could be really bad. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna pick one. I'm gonna pick a game that I thought. Oh, do I pick Kingdom Hearts?
Oh my gosh!
Could you imagine? No.
That's not coming.
I know.
I'm counterpicking you. I'm telling you now. I will counterpick.
Do you
that.
get first
Whoa, whoa,
counterpick?
whoa.
Do you get first counterpick?
Let her speak with her heart, okay?
Okay.
No, I think I get last counterpick actually.
Yeah. So there you go. Okay. I think I've decided. I'm just gonna pick, Fable.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm actually scared that it won't do well because people are gonna be like, this isn't the same. Like, there's always that risk. But you know what? I gotta shoot my shot.
No, the devs behind it are really good.
Okay.
I know it's like their first open world game, like for an RPG, so it is a little scary. But I think if it releases, which is like still the question mark
Right.
because there's no like solidified release
Yeah.
date. But if it does release, I feel like you're in good hands.
Okay. Well.
All right. It is starting to get tricky.
Yes.
Would you guys
Very
agree?
dicey.
Like
Absolutely.
we have some dicey picks. But there are a lot of still really good picks. That's the other side of the coin here. I'm gonna go with a game that I picked last year that I know is gonna release. I'm not confident in the critic ratings, but I'm confident that I'm gonna enjoy this game,
Okay.
and it's Avowed.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Pick with your heart.
okay.
Avowed
Nice.
will be releasing this year, and I can't wait to see what that game looks like.
The cover art for Avowed is really good. Like that skeleton with like the
It is
flames
really cool.
coming off of it and stuff. Like I really like that art.
Yeah, the art is really cool for the cover art. I agree. All right, Matt, you've got your two picks.
So the first one, as you can see, I've got a lot of picks that nobody knows when they're coming out. I don't think I know a single release date. I'm pretty certain on Ghost of Yotei and Metal Gear Solid. The other two,
Nada here's living on a dream.
I'm living on a dream, and so now I need to start thinking about now. Thinking about things that actually have a release date.
Yeah.
Something that critically acclaimed. I've never played it, but I've heard good things about it, so I'm just going to go with it. Citizen Sleeper 2. I heard good things about the first one, so it comes out this month supposedly. So I'll take it.
Supposedly.
So okay, now that I
lock
get the boring
early
pick out of the way, because I needed some points just in general, but now I need to start thinking back to what could be.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make me feel good because the release date was 2024, and now the release date says 2025 or later because I picked this game up last year.
Is this Stalker 2?
It is not Stalker 2. Stalker 2 came out, didn't it?
Oh, it did come out? Oh, that's my bad. It didn't give you enough points though.
So this is from Yacht Club Games.
Oh.
Mina the Hollower.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I picked
because
this 2 years ago.
Yeah. You might
Another
see a trend.
stolen pick. Thanks, Matt.
You're so welcome. I think it's going to come out. I don't know. I follow them on Twitter, and they post videos all the time. None of the videos have a release date. That's the problem. But if they ever put a release date, we'll be cooking.
Okay. It's getting really tough now. It's getting very, very tough. All right.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to go and pick a game that we haven't heard from in a little bit, but every time I've seen trailers for it, oh my God, I'm scared. I don't know if I can pick it.
Suicide Squad 2.
Oh my God.
Oh man, it is getting really tough.
I feel like
I'm having second thoughts now.
As a reminder to listeners, right, we have unlimited drops of games that end up not releasing. So I feel like, especially with these early picks, you can kind of stake your claim now and fill out the roster later if need be.
Then the counter picks, Alex.
The counter picks.
That's true. So if your game gets counter picked, it gets locked into your roster, regardless of whether or not it actually releases. Typically the goal of a counter pick is to pick something you think another person has drafted that will not score well, so it will score below a 70 open critic average score, and thus will earn you points. But if it earns any score above 70, you will lose those points. So really, we're kind of at a point where maybe the best counter picks are games that don't release in the calendar year and therefore score 0, or things you actually think are bad. But very few and far between are games actually not great, at least from the ones that we end up drafting.
Yep.
So hopefully it doesn't come again or happen again this year like it happened to Tiffany last year.
Thanks for that summary, Alex. It gave me enough time to consider, and I think I'm going to go with something that is a little bit more solidified in terms of a release date than what I was going to pick, but I'm not going to say it because I might draft it a little later on. I'm going to go with Outer Worlds 2. Just going 2 Obsidian, which is crazy.
2
in a row.
I mean, the trailer it has good vibes. Like, I feel like they've done a great job and also kind of communicating its mantra and what it's like to be in that world. And it seems definitely very entertaining, at least.
So I'm going to pick a game that has a release date and I've bought an iteration of, and I've never played it. But I bought it, so that must mean something, right? I'm selecting 2 Point Museum of the 2 Point Campus and 2 Point Hospital franchise. So it's like a Sims thing, except you're making a museum, I guess, or running a museum. Yeah, I think I bought the hospital one. I think
I've never actually looked at like the open critic scores for those. Do those usually hit pretty good?
Actually, the 2 Point Hospital got like an 84, and I was like, "Whoa, that's good enough for me."
There you go. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
Love it. All right, Alex, what you got?
Man, this is another one. Do I go risky again? You guys are starting to pick into the territory I normally frequent, where it's definitely benefited me in the past because I've gotten a lot of "what is that game" remarks when we've done our previous drafts. So typically, and also in the past years when we've done this, those games have turned out pretty well. Stuff like
Cult of the Lamb.
Let me see here. Cult of the Lamb. Yeah, you guys were
Metaphor
taking
was a big one for you last year.
Yeah, Metaphor last year.
I do think though, Alex, like we're playing smarter, not harder at this point. Like I'm looking at the hype.
Oh no, you've done your
research.
research.
The hype factor alone is very helpful on this website. Like that.
Fair
that's
enough.
where I'm just like, I'm gonna pick that game. Everyone's hyped about it. That must mean something.
I don't know. This
All right,
changes
well.
your thinking, Alex, but these are your last 2 picks.
Yeah.
Before we're done.
That's true.
Going
This is
to the
pick
final
6 and
round
7
now.
for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so I know we're going to go into our regular open kind of bidding after this initial draft, and those process on Saturdays in the evening. So when in a past episode, I talked about there was something I was going to reveal that I was super excited for, but I know it's not on any of y'all's radar. So that is a pick where I think I'll save that pick for a bit later.
I can't wait till I pick it on my 7th pick.
I so want to pick it.
Yeah.
I swear, there's no way you guys know this game. If you actually pick it, I'll
Okay,
give you
maybe not
$10. I'll just give you $10. I'd be like, see, you believe in this game. Here's $10 to go buy that game. It's not going to cost $10.
I was about to say, I was like, is it only going to cost
Do a
$10?
Let me do a quick Google search for 2025 JRPGs. Just bear with me.
Alex, what are your picks?
While Matt does that, I'll pick this up. It's something I mentioned last year. I was super excited for because it looked great. It's inspired by JRPGs, and the initial trailers have looked pretty well. That is Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Oh, yeah.
This is made by a French studio. It's a turn-based RPG inspired by the JRPGs of old. You know, they've cited stuff like Chrono Trigger, old school Dragon Quest, even the Persona series. So I think this is going to have a lot of great inspiration there, and hopefully they can give it their own kind of European twist, so to speak. They did say there's like some sort of real-time elements in the combat, so I think turn-based combined with real-time is definitely going to be an interesting take on the genre.
Okay. And your second pick?
And my second pick, so this is also, I'm kind of with Matt on here. Do I pick something that has a date? And that's really the key here, because a lot of my picks are undated.
A lot of the games this year are undated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and how risky do I go? Because, Matt over here stole away my pick I picked last year, the unannounced mainline 3D platformer. Do I believe there's a Mario Kart unannounced next console game?
There's no way
coming out
There's
this
no
year?
way. If they're gonna
way.
release, you know how Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out like 18 years ago? It's gonna be like Mario Kart 8 Remix Deluxe or something. Like Re-Deluxe. Like that's what's gonna come out next.
I feel like it's
And
been
is that
so
not
long
gonna
since they released
qualify?
a Mario Kart game, though.
No,
right?
yeah, because they did the DLC. They did the DLC of like 6 different drops of like 5 courses each. So
What if they show like a Mario Kart like emblem
like tomorrow,
like in the next
like
direct,
next week, yeah.
and we're like, oh my gosh, it's happening.
Yeah, that's true. We're
Mario
all
Kart 9,
It's-
and it's actually
Matt,
like
why are you
Mario.
doing this? Why are you
it's-
talking like this?
It's Mario Kart Maker or something.
Yeah.
And it's like nobody wanted like
Yeah.
what? Nobody wanted this.
Yeah, I could believe that.
All right, Matt, just because you said it, I'm
No
going to do
way.
it. We're
Oh,
doing
no.
it. We're doing the unannounced next mainline console game, Mario Kart, as my final
Who's gonna
pick.
counterpick that?
Ooh.
Well done.
I
well
hope I
done.
get it first. Wow, that's wild. But also, I don't want to be wrong. Like, I don't want to counterpick that and then it come out.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
that would
that's
suck.
also true.
Give it a couple directs, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
All right, Tiffany, your last
yeah,
pick.
my last pick. Do I get a date? Do I pick This is gonna. Do I? Oh, gosh.
Remember, if it doesn't come out, you can drop it.
I know,
unless
but
it gets
you guys are
counterpicked,
gonna
so.
pick it.
We're
gonna counterpick it?
Yeah.
Unannounced
Is this
mainline Animal Crossing. Could you imagine? That's not happening. Like, that Animal Crossing game is not.
I thought last
How hard
episode
just
you
go for
believe.
that?
I would love that so much.
I mean, I would love that, but that's not coming out this year. There's no way. I think they would stagger the Mario and Animal Crossing release. Like, it would be too much of a juggernaut. They're gonna be like, we need money for the future. Like, let's not.
Do you think they would do 2 Mario's things?
I mean, they did technically. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out a month after the Switch came out, and then Mario Mainline or Mario Odyssey came out that holiday, like within the same year, 2017. So
yeah, Matt, your 3D platformer and my Mario Kart are both coming out.
Both coming out. You heard it here.
Okay.
There's no room for any other Nintendo first party though.
But we already know Metro Prime 4 is coming out because Yasser picked it. So
oh
like,
no!
Exactly.
All right, one of us is wrong then, Matt.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be kind of a crazy situation. I'm picking the Riot fighting game 2XKO. That's gonna takes fighters from the League of Legends universe and like makes them fighters basically, or champions from the League of Legends universe and makes them fighters. So YOLO. It's gonna be free to play. So this I guess it'll be like a Marvel Rivals situation. I just Hail Mary this one.
Speaking of Marvel Rivals, I'm surprised y'all haven't hopped on that yet. You guys are huge Marvel fans.
Well, I'm not that kind of.
But you're just not into PvP,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah.
All right. With my last pick, I'm gonna go safe and not do something crazy. I was gonna pick something that I think Alex was gonna pick down the line, but maybe we'll just bid it out and see how that goes instead. But I'm going with something that is releasing this year, and has a release date that's actually coming up, and that is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Oh wow! Thanks.
I've heard a lot of things about this game, and I heard that there's a lot of like really big quality of life changes they improved over the first game. So I'm really interested to see like how big of a jump they make, because obviously the first game was like fairly middling, but people enjoyed it. So I'm curious how the sequel.
I was
turns out.
afraid of the score of the first one, which is why I didn't pick that one, because I was like staring at it on my screen for a little bit.
People are hyped about this game. They talk about it a lot.
Okay.
So, we'll see. I mean, you're not wrong. The first game was middling, but hey, it still got 77. Like that's not terrible.
That's true.
That was going to be what I picked.
Oh dang!
Last.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was good. That's a good one.
Matt, go with another crazy
No.
pick. Embrace the Mario Kart
Embrace it.
energy.
All right, where is that? No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
You just gotta be chaotic with it. Remember, you can drop it if it doesn't come out, right? Like that's kind of where I was going out with this, where you guys started picking a little bit too close to my comfort zone, so I had to go crazy with it.
To give Matt a little bit more time, I have a quick question. Did we also draft? Like, are we forced to do one counterpick today, or is that just like totally after?
One counterpick today.
Oh, wow, that really changes things, honestly. Like, if I was Matt, because we have to pick some counterpicks.
I know.
So you can't do anything too dangerous right now.
I already know what I want.
So I'm going to go with something that I have
Don't
zero
counterpick the
recollection
Mario Kart.
for.
Don't do it. It's coming out.
It's going to come out.
If you counterpick it and Mario Kart comes out, you're definitely getting minus points.
I mean, if anything, isn't this just
if
fate?
any of our things, yeah.
Isn't it just fate, Alex, that I'd reverse Suicide Squad myself?
Oh my god.
You know, I'm gonna go with something that I don't even know if this will do well. But I think this is a good game. I think it is. And it's technically a partial remake, and I don't even know.
If you see on the list, I think you're good.
Yeah. Let me just
Partial remake.
see something really quick.
We are allowing partial remakes this year.
Yeah. It looks like this got mid-80s the first time it got made, so I'm hoping it's better. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition.
Okay.
That's how I got screwed with Until Dawn last year, but honestly, I'm rooting for you.
Let's see how it goes. And that's my team.
Nice.
All right.
Let's
now we're
go.
moving to counter picks.
Alex, or
do we want to run through our list really quick, or do we want to just like go straight into counter picks?
Let's run through it real quick. I like that.
Okay. So starting, I guess, in reverse. I have Ghost of Yote, the unannounced mainline 3D Mario platformer that's definitely happening this year. Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater, Hollow Knight Silk Song, which is also 100% happening this year. Citizen Sleeper 2, Star Wars Vector, Mina the Hollower, and Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition.
solid.
Right. And I'm coming in first with Civ 7, then Elden Ring Night Rain, Metroid Prime 4, which is definitely going to release this year, even though we've been waiting for a decade. Pokemon Legends Sa, Avowed, Outer Worlds 2, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. A lot of sequels.
Yeah. You know what? I like how we're also trying to pitch to each other that our games are definitely coming out, so please don't counterpick them.
Yeah, like please don't pick it,
Yeah.
please.
Okay, so
Look away.
Nintendo DS is repping Monster Hunter Wilds, Split Fiction, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii,
Best name.
Slay the Spire 2, Fable, 2 Point Museum, and 2XKO. Just
Worst
a
name.
lot of variety over here.
That's true.
Yeah, you have the best and worst titled games.
Okay.
Boa-D Games, starting off GTA 6. Everyone knows it. Doom the Dark Ages. Death Stranding 2 On the Beach. Mafia the Old Country. Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. Claire Obscure Expedition 33. And the unannounced next mainline Mario Kart. Please don't counterpick.
I'm legit scared of your top 3. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm
so
terrified
scared
of
of
your
all
top 3.
So I have a lot of pressure because
All right.
I'm the first counter pick.
You are the first counter. I mean, that is a lot of pressure, but also you get your first pick. Like, you
I
get
do.
pick of the litter.
Yeah, you get to lock someone in.
So
Yeah.
I've learned from my past. Counter picks have been my downfall basically every year, except for the year that I think I won. So it's
What'd you counterpick during that year?
I don't even know. I don't remember. But I don't think it was as big of a deal. But I've definitely counterpicked wrong often. Like,
Yeah, that's
Cult of the
true.
Lamb, never heard of her.
Yeah.
That didn't work. So like this 2XKO, never heard of it, but not counterpicking it because it's like, Matt, if you haven't heard of it, it's probably a good game. You just need to walk away. Just walk away. There's 2 on here that really were just fighting for what will not happen this year.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Nintendo Switch is coming. We know it's coming. I'm hoping that a new line Mario game comes out. Now, Tiffany drops this bomb that Mario Kart and Mario Odyssey 2 or Mario Odyssey came out at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was a port, but still, like it's happened in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's all these other things like Xbox, they are releasing supposedly a lot of games this year. Are all of them going to happen? I basically just wasting a lot of time because I'm still really struggling.
No, yeah, you can still listen.
I'm like,
You can
Matt,
vamp.
I'm like, Matt,
Okay,
are you
okay.
just staring at my list? Stop looking
I
at
do
my
have to
list.
say,
Let's
though-
look at a different
No,
list.
he's going. He's
Hold on.
scrolling. I can tell what he's thinking every time he says
I have a
something.
point though. So Mario
Yeah.
Kart and Mario Odyssey came out together. But did it only come out together because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was like a remake? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
if we're thinking that they've been secretly working on a, brand new iteration, then
They have. It's called Mario Kart 9.
maybe it's not coming out this year. I don't know. I really don't know how they can call Mario Kart 8 Deluxe anymore now that there are literally like 30 extra tracks that are not in the deluxe edition of Mario Kart 8. It's just going to be Mario Kart 9 and it's like in parentheses 8 remixed, like with like all the different tracks.
Remix.
Yeah.
What if it's Double Dash again? That would be amazing.
My God. Endgame.
I would love that.
I love Double Dash. That's what I want.
I just don't want to deal
I mean,
with
it's
that.
a return to form.
I know.
Yeah, Matt, please stay away. You don't have to lock in any of my picks. You don't want to start this
Can
year
I just
off
say
with
real
the
quick
wrong
before
pick.
Matt picks that I was the only one that didn't have a good counter pick picked against me. So it really is not in your favor to pick one of my games. But Alex over here, he has unreleased games. So like just keep that in mind. And I mean Tiffany too.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I think we're probably going to get news for Nintendo Switch early. And I just feel like we just know Nintendo is working on things in the background. Supposedly they have like a whole backlog of things they're just ready to release at any time.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
you would
to
think
say
so,
it's
like
not?
especially with the delay, right?
I know. So
the
who's to
Switch?
say that they don't have Mario Kart? So
Yeah.
I'm going to let somebody else play with that fire. And I'm going to pick an Xbox game that I just feel like three's too many. There's 3 that are RPGs that are happening this year, supposedly. I think 2 of them might. I think one of them might not. And I think the one that might not is Fable.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. I actually thought you were going somewhere else with that. All right.
Yeah, I was between yours
Interesting.
and hers.
You thought he zigged, but he zagged.
Okay. Respect.
All right. So that pick is in. Okay. I have 2 in mind that I feel like are pretty straightforward picks for me. But I think I'm going to just keep it going. And oh man, there's some really good picks in here though.
It's tough.
But we just haven't heard from Team Cherry. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
So
Yeah.
like Hollow Knight, that's my pick.
Yeah.
But do they need to say anything though? Does Hollow Knight Silksong speak for itself?
They need to say something, bro. Like, are they alive?
Are they alive?
Can we go check on the Australian business bureau to see? Oh, is Team Cherry even still registered as a corporation?
That's what I want to know. All right, Tiffany, your counter pick.
This is gonna be spicy, and I'm just gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm picking the Mario Kart.
Ooh.
Okay.
You know how badly this will burn you if it does come out.
Yeah.
Insanely bad. There's no way it's bad.
How?
Current day Nintendo.
Why couldn't it be bad?
It fires on all cylinders. What
So
was
let's-
the last?
Hasn't Mario
deep
Kart
dive
reviewed
this.
poorly before?
Let me see.
Probably not. I feel like it's always 80 plus at least. But I feel like if they have the smoke to bring it on the release year, it's got to be 90 plus. They're not going to release it.
It has an average of a
Sub 90.
92 on OpenCritic.
Oh,
Mario Kart
shoot.
8 Deluxe.
Oh.
Whatever.
Oh no, that's 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not all of them were that good. I feel.
It was real good though. I mean, we can only hope they continue that trend. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
I don't
true.
think it's coming out.
I tried to warn
Whatever.
you.
I-
Okay,
I'm
fair
okay.
enough.
That's
I-
fair, honestly.
I don't think it's coming out either, but man, there's just something about Nintendo doesn't ever make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Could you
Who knows?
imagine if
Who knows?
instead it's like Mario Odyssey 2 and then Animal Crossing Beach Town Sunrise or something?
I would love that.
I mean,
I need Animal Crossing in my life again.
honestly, I really think they should come out with an Animal Crossing because, I mean, there's not going to be another pandemic again. One would hope.
Well, let me ask you this though: have they ever had a time frame this long between main title Mario Kart games?
No.
Yeah, it's insane, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of seems like this is the time if they're gonna release another one. Switch 2's coming out. Here it is.
You know what? This is just me poking the bear. If this is what it takes for them
Yeah.
to actually come out with it, fine. I'll take it.
Fine.
New year,
That's fair.
new budget.
Respect.
Okay.
It's a new budget. All right, Alex, You've got your final counter pick. What's it gonna be?
Yeah, this is really tough because I'm in the same boat as you guys of like I don't think there's a lot. The thing is, wait. So I guess clarification with the early access stuff. I guess unless it gets enough reviews, it won't score. Like it'll basically be a 0 even if it releases early access.
As long as it doesn't get scores.
That's possible. That's possible. But
I think it needs. How many scores does it need to register? Like 10?
I think it needs 5.
Oh, 5. Okay.
Yeah, I think it only needs 5 reviews till it gets a score.
I mean,
so like if only like 2 people review it.
Hades 2 has an early access score, like on Open Critic, and there's 22 reviews.
Okay. Yeah. That's the problem. I mean,
I think there are a lot of good games to pick as a counter pick that you can just get burned on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what
but
I'm
like,
saying. Like,
for example, GTA 6, like we could have all picked that because it's very possible that it gets delayed. But if you get burned by that, you're just done.
Like I don't know if GTA 6 is happening this year at all.
Yeah.
But when it does, it's going to be 98.
Right.
Like
exactly.
Like you might as well
it's too dangerous.
Like, close the studio again. Man.
All right, Alex, we gave you as much time as we could. What you got?
All right, I'm going to have to go with it mostly because I just don't think people will review it, or I don't think it'll be that great. I don't know.
Going the early access.
Am I getting my double? Oh my god.
Draft complete.
And I'll go with the Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition.
Okay.
Mostly because I know Xenoblade or Chronicles X wasn't super well received of the Xenoblades. So obviously this is kind of like a definitive edition version of it, so I don't know how much better it'll be, but I think it'll probably have some stigma still left over from the original release. So we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't burn me too bad.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I was actually a little surprised that I didn't get any counter picks this year. Because there's definitely some that are on there that I think are scary. Like after Scarlet, like people are still believing in Game Freak. I love to see it. I'm just saying.
I
was thinking maybe Pokemon Za could be.
No, I loved Arceus.
It's true. While you guys were vamping, I looked up Arceus, and it has an 84 in Open Critic. So I was like, even when it's stinky, and Arceus does look a little stinky, I'm like, it's still got an 84.
Not that it was stinky.
Yeah, so I can't counterpick it because that's a negative 14. That's just not a smart pick.
I believe in it. Yo, this is like record time.
This is pretty quick.
This is actually
pretty
bad.
quick.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
For you visual watchers on YouTube, you know, if you for some reason listen to podcasts on YouTube, I'll have our drafts on the screen for your viewing pleasure, so it's very easy to digest. But for those of you that listen, you know, previously we went over our draft picks and our counter picks right now, so you know what we have. Or you can follow us at fantasycritic.games. That's the URL, and search for RXP Podcast, and you'll find our league. And hopefully, if you want to follow, that's fine too. If you just want to check in every so often, that's great as well. Or if you want to start your own league with people you know, that's also a good time. There's obviously a lot of games that are coming out that have not been picked up. You know, there's a lot of games I would have liked to pick up. But I'll save those for our bidding process because as far as we've seen now, they were not picked up. So I do have some hidden pocket picks to go. And I hope my co-hosts here do not outbid me for those.
Honestly, this was such a shift from last year. I don't know. It's because I hadn't done this before, or if this year just really is loaded with expected releases in comparison. But last year when we finished our draft, I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to fill out my slots.
Yeah.
But this year, I feel like there's so many, but I just want to get confirmation from at least another trailer or something before I bid on it or put it on my team. So it's going to be kind of crazy to see how the bid goes this year because there weren't that many bids last year other than Astrobot. So it's going to be interesting to see who gets some of these picks that we're expecting later on.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is going to come down to like how contested things are. Like I thought last year was a great year for games. Like a lot of good games came out in 2024, especially I like to call it year of the RPG, right? Like we had Like a Dragon, we had Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest 3 remake came out, Metaphor, Refantasio, Black Myth Wukong, right? Like so many RPGs in that year. And this year too is just a continuation, like just more great games, like not just RPGs, but as you also mentioned, right, there's just so many things coming out. It's actually more difficult to decide, do I want to put on the list? Because right, we only have 14 slots available to draft in total. So you really just want to pick the creme de la creme, as they say, right? Because there might be games that are on your radar and you're gonna enjoy, but do you think they'll eke out enough points, over other things, right? Because that was kind of my turmoil in the draft too, where I'm like, there are some things I just also want to shout out on the pod, right? And by drafting it, I would like stake that claim to be like, listen, this is an Alex game. I want to put it on your guys' radar. And, things like of the past, right? Like Cult of the Lamb, where I saw these and I'm like, I know I'm going to like this.
Yep.
And
yeah, I felt the same way.
Yeah, and I want to just put that out into the world. But maybe we'll save that for an update video, or maybe we'll talk about it, in an upcoming episode where we talk about our most anticipated things of the year. So for this year, 2025.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. With that, do we have any last minute comments? We want to talk about the draft? Anything? Any trash talk? Any up talk?
I have one thing. We are allowing trades this year, which is a first time for us.
Oh, true.
So
yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Also, I wanted to make a suggestion. All right, since we all have our picks now, and I hope we all feel pretty good about our teams. I wanted to make a suggestion, okay? Because I saw this in somewhere else on Reddit. What do you guys think about a punishment for the person who comes in last?
Great. Because what is the likelihood it would happen to
the
me
one that I
twice
saw
in 2 years?
The one that I saw for a punishment is the person who has the least points has to stream their lowest scored game at the end of the year.
Oh,
and that sounded hilarious to me.
I love that so much.
I've seen that. I saw one where they had to dress up as a character from the game that they were playing, but I mean, I don't want to do that. But,
I love that so much.
Streaming their lowest scoring game. That sounds
actually
awful.
So we don't do streams here, but what I would like to propose in a similar vein to that. So a couple of years ago, I did a review for Sea of Stars by myself. I called it a 1XP review. And so I propose, in similar vein to Yasser's, what he saw for their lowest rated game, I would say you have to play and do a 1XP review of your lowest rated game. So solo review.
I like that too.
Okay.
I love that. Yeah.
You got to script it out, record it, and we'll make it a video, and we'll post it out for the world to take a listen to what your thoughts are in your lowest reviewed game that you drafted.
I will compromise to that. I like that.
Okay, I will consent to that. Gosh, you're gonna make us buy. We're gonna have to buy the game and then play the game.
You gotta believe in the games that you're drafting, Tiffany.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine if you had to wait. So last year, what would it have been? It would have been Matt. And so, what was your lowest pick? I'm just curious what that would have been.
Let me see.
Foam Stars.
Oh my god.
Or is it Silent Hill 2 remake?
Foam
Which
Stars?
one? I guess we don't count counterpicks, right?
No, yeah. Foam Stars was
so, yeah,
free.
No, you drafted
it. Silent Hill 2 remake.
That was free, so at least there's that.
Oh yeah, that actually monetarily would not have been bad for him to have had
Foam
Stars, but experience-wise, who knows if it would be up his alley or not.
I love it. All right, can't wait.
That's a good idea.
All right, great. We're going to lock in those stakes. The loser of the year will have to do a solo review of their lowest rated game that they've drafted. Odds are, right? What if you just draft all bangers and you still somehow lose?
Yeah.
And you just enjoy the game? That's your lowest rate. You could have a lowest rated of an 80. theoretically, right?
Theoretically.
Probably unlikely, but it could be like an 80, and it could be a game that you were already planning on playing anyway. So maybe there's that, right? Like,
well,
we gotta
I think
look at the upside here.
The extra thing that I loved about this is you get to like spotlight a game that critically did not do well, but I'm sure like there are games that critically don't do well that are still fun to play. You know what I mean? And so you get to at least still try the game that you believed in at one point or another. And then you can say like, hey, this actually did end up being as good as I thought it was going to be. It just didn't review that well. Or, you know what? It just didn't work out like I thought. It was actually not so good. Maybe it was very mid. But you get to tell us about it. I'm looking forward to it. I hope that I'm last now.
You know what? Honestly, like Suicide Squad is free on PS Plus. And so that was my lowest scoring game. So it's like it became free literally like this week. So
yeah,
I love this idea.
Yeah.
2023, it would have been Alex, and he would have had to do Detective Pikachu Returns.
And that would have cost $60 because they never go on sale.
Thanks, Nintendo.
And then I was last the year before that, and I would have had to do the Callisto Protocol. That's not that bad.
Oh
yeah, see, exactly.
Yeah, it was like a 68.
Obviously, it's only like games that are released. If your lowest scoring game is one that didn't release, then you have to pick the next highest one. But I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
Great job, guys.
Yeah, like it has to be a game you can actually play. So
obviously.
And then Tiffany, from the first year, you would have had to play Mario Golf Super Rush. It gave you 1 point.
Which is, I honestly was debating about even.
Oh, she owns that.
No.
Oh, did you
no,
not
I
buy
only
that?
have the tennis one. I was debating about.
Oh, tennis
I
aces.
was debating about getting the golf one. I never got the golf
Oh,
one.
that's so good.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, this is a great idea.
Yeah.
I love that. I also just want Alex's review of Detective Pikachu Returns.
Well, good thing the bets or the stakes weren't in at that draft here. All right, listeners, you have that to look forward to in 2026.
Yeah.
Once we've resolved this year's draft for 2025. Once again, thank you for taking the time to listen to this. Like I said, follow us at fantasycritic.games. Like and subscribe here on your podcast service of choice or YouTube, and leave a comment down below if you're able to do so. Let us know your thoughts. Like, let us know if you think we've missed something. Maybe if we see some comments, you can help bolster some of these draft rosters a little bit. And if other people are paying attention, we can pick up the pace a little bit, come out with those sleeper hits, not just Matt Sisson sleeper 2 over there. And with that, thanks to Grandmaster Doug for our theme music. And until next time, take care.
I'm so rich.
Snickus.